Yesterday, we had a stimulus deal and it was gonna be passed and the government was gonna be funded and everything was gonna work really smoothly. And then Donald Trump, who had this to say in a video he uploaded to Twitter.
Despite all of this wasteful spending and much more, the $900 billion package provides hardworking taxpayers with only $600 each in relief payments, and not enough money is given to small businesses. Congress found plenty of money for foreign countries, lobbyists, and special interests, while sending the bare minimum to the American people who need it. It wasn't their fault. It was China's fault, not their fault. I am asking Congress to amend this bill and increase the ridiculously low $600 to $2,000 or $4,000 for a couple. I'm also asking Congress to immediately get rid of the wasteful and unnecessary items from this legislation.
Two quick notes before we get to the substance. One, congrats Trump on being able to do the math on what a couple gets. Second, he says it's not their fault, it's China's fault. Okay, well, first of all, you're right, it's not their fault. On China's fault, yeah, to some extent, although not intentionally. Wait, but what if there was another option? What if the death and devastation and economic devastation wasn't just their fault or China's fault? What if it was your fault, Donald Trump? What if you and Mitch McConnell, even till right now, which we'll be talking about, were responsible for quite a bit of the death and devastation? But anyway, JR, we were gonna have a deal and it was gonna be crummy in most ways. And then Donald Trump decided, oh wait, I'm the president, I can get involved in this stuff. Why not wait until it's done? And now we've got Nancy Pelosi tweeting that he wants $2,000 checks. The Dems are ready to bring it to the floor this week by unanimous consent. Let's do it, which is good because she's sort of pushing for $2,000 checks. It's bad in that he had indicated earlier he wanted bigger checks, but she didn't bring him into the process earlier. She could have advocated for $2,000 checks, but whatever. If this is what it takes for her to be strong, at least her and Chuck Schumer are now unified. Let's do the Trump thing and do the $2,000 checks.
Yeah, so now the divisions, okay, this is just speculation. The divisions now are beginning to be formed within the Democratic Party about should we go along with this because Trump came up with this now. Because apparently we didn't have the leadership in place to do it our damn selves. So we have to get a Republican, wild-eyed, lame duck, refusal to accept loss president to make the case for you. This is the weakness of of establishment Democrats. You got Donald Trump making the case for you that you refused to make in your negotiations. I'm sure they brought it up. I'm sure they brought up more money than $600 in their negotiations. I'm not saying that part, but they definitely didn't have enough courage or fight to do something strong enough or public enough or bold enough to really put the spotlight on Mitch McConnell, Steve Mnuchin, who ironically Trump has put the spotlight on his own cabinet in their failed negotiations for the American people on this. Now they're like, oh great, a leader has stepped up. What's his name again? Oh, this guy stepped up and did it for us. So now there's gonna be folks, I think, again, my speculation, that are concerned about that look, and they just might oppose it strictly because they don't want to look like they're having to follow Donald Trump's lead.
I'm fine with it. Again, like, when the checks were to be contingent on his stupid name being scrawled on them, I'm like, the important thing is that people get the money. If he needs this to stroke his ego, whether it's the signatures or indeed what's happening right now, which I think has much less to do with him authentically being worried about the economic state of working families and more that he either thinks it'll help them in the Senate race, which is hopefully the thing that's gonna get Mitch McConnell to sign on to this, we'll see. Or more importantly, and it's what I was talking about in my pre-show a couple of weeks ago, why wouldn't he push for bigger checks? He's about to leave. This will be one of the last things people will remember him for. He doesn't care. He has no true conservative fiscal discipline ideology or anything like that. And it's not his money that he can give away. He can have people remember him, especially his fans who he wants to follow him into whatever comes next, whether it's another run for something else or Trump TV or whatever, by giving them big checks. It's like the easiest thing in the world, which is why the Dems should have been trying to bring him in earlier. Like his interview with Fox and Friends from like a weekend or two ago, he talked about wanting bigger checks. He might have even used 2,000 as the number at that point. So why not? Why not?
Yeah.
And probably probably because a lot of them don't actually support checks of that size, or else they would have signed on to Bernie Sanders or even people like Chuck Schumer. Yes, there are some who were supporting that quite a while ago.
Yeah, I think the I want to say funny part, but it's not funny as far as haha. But the funny part about this is that Trump accidentally stumbled his way into a populist point of view that actually, or a progressive point of view, at least on this particular one small point of this bill, because he's so upset about no one having his back on his fraudulent claims for an election loss. Okay, so obviously Democrats are calling him an idiot for going through all this, so he's mad at them. And now enough Republicans are starting to acknowledge after a month that he lost the election. So now he's mad at them too. He goes, okay, what does everybody that's against me not want? Oh, yeah, things for the American people that they deserve. I know, I'll go that way. So he's strictly there to get the attention, to make everyone angry that's opposing his fraud claims. And he stumbled his way into actually wanting to help American people, which shows us one clear thing. Both of these factions of these establishment portions of both of these parties don't want anything for the American people. He got there because he's mad at both of them for not supporting his selfish goals.
Yeah, or possibly, like I read earlier, Axios was saying that one of the reasons he announced these pardons now is because he's getting increasingly jealous that Biden is getting news every day. Well, like doing the pardons put some news on you. This is a much bigger and easier way to do it. So yeah. I think that there's a chance that is why he's doing it. And by the way, identifying that is like there is a consequence to that. And that is that it is possible that all of this will lead to us getting bigger checks. But not a guarantee, because I don't think that Trump really cares. He could have been pushing for that. His Treasury Secretary supposedly was having like 100 phone calls a day about the stimulus. They got the deal that Trump had agreed to. A lot of the stuff that he's calling wasteful spending now, which totally is wasteful spending, is in his budget. This is stuff he actually wants. He's just sort of performatively implying that he doesn't. He can just as easy as he can push for $2,000 checks, he can behind the scenes be talking to Mitch McConnell and being like, oh, by the way, it ain't actually gonna happen, don't worry about it. I'm mostly saying this so that people will think positively about the Republicans running in the Senate, including Perdue, who's now claiming that he supports bigger checks, even though he was trying to cut the checks when they were $600. He wanted to be smaller than that. So a lot of this is performative. It might be something that can be converted from performative to real, but it might not. So let's not get ahead of ourselves and continue to put pressure.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's the only way to go now. At this point, you need to have Democrats flooding the airwaves and going on as many interviews as possible and pointing out the fact, who's holding this up now? Hey, Trump's got this cult. Start speaking to them and be like, listen, your cult leader said you deserve $2,000. Who's standing in the way of that now? Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you've got all different wings of the party, like Nancy Pelosi's on, you got AOC tweeting, let's go. Because Schumer backed AOC and Rashida Tlaib's amendment for $2,000 checks. I mean, it wouldn't be all that complicated to change it. It's gonna increase the price tag, but they certainly have money for other stuff, which we're gonna get to in a second. So anyway, a lot of people seem to be lining up behind this. There's not a lot of time though. After all, like the government could shut down any moment. The unemployment benefits are about to run out in about 3 days, which I know some people might say, well, whatever, like it runs out, but then we start it up again. But no, there's a very real chance that millions or tens of millions of Americans might have to reapply and thus have delays in that money, of significant delays. I know people who had to go through that process the first time, and it can take a couple of months to start getting your money. That lapsing is a massive issue to millions of Americans. So hopefully this can be done expeditiously. I don't know that it's possible to get it done in the next few days, but we'll have to see. Know what?
All these factors you just said, my last thing on this, all these factors you just said, all they are is pressure on Republicans who have been holding this up. Say, let's do it quickly, let's do it tomorrow. We've got amendments ready, we can write this up, let's do it now. Who's stopping that? All these things that people are concerned about, that's pressure, not on folks who want help for people, but on folks who don't want help for people.
Yeah. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.